I'm so interested in people. And you can call that nosy or you can call it being curious. You pick it.
Right, we'll go with curious. We'll go with curious.
Oh my goodness, look who is at the table.
You're not breaking me today, Jada.
I've broken you enough. We are 3 generations of women talking about the world around us.
I feel like a show like Red Table Talk honestly couldn't have come at a better time because, you're tackling topics that are finally being talked about and explored in a more in-depth way. Like we were talking about mental health, addiction, emotional abuse, physical abuse. And so with that said, where do you think a show like Red Table Talk's place is within those larger conversations?
I think people are just ready to have a very real conversation. I think people in their own lives are wanting a safe place where they can put the mask down and just go, okay, can I just have a very real conversation of what it's been like to be in an abusive relationship, what it's been like to feel insecure, what it's been like to have loss, what I felt like, having to hear about or watch my mother be abused. And so I think that just creating safe space where we can be vulnerable, and specifically Black women. I don't think that we have a lot of open forums where we feel safe enough to be vulnerable. And even for me, that's part of my work on Red Table Talk, for me specifically as Jada, is being okay and embracing that more vulnerable side of myself. Because usually in the public I have given more of the harder shell Jada, the Baltimore, just trying to penetrate that Baltimore. It's taken me many, many years to get to that place, and to also show the beauty of vulnerability, and so that's been a huge piece of messaging and a huge healing area for me personally.
I would say for me, I had an emotional breakdown that definitely, I feel like, affected my mental stability.
Right.
How has this show kind of, opened you up professionally? Because I think that, I don't know if you knew all along you had this gift for conversations and interviewing and all this stuff. So how has this made you kind of reflect on your own career and think wait a minute, I'm not just an actor or a singer, I can actually do this, because you're really pushing the boundaries of what you can do in a really impactful way.
I really enjoy talking to people about life. These are, in all honesty, these are conversations I have driving in the car with friends. These are conversations that I have around my kitchen table. I just love having real conversations just about what is going on with people and what people are thinking about. It did take a little training. I must say my activism in human trafficking helped me with the interviewing part, having to sit down with so many survivors of trafficking and being sensitive to know how far to push, seeing and energetically feeling when enough's enough. I would have to say that those women really showed me how to have sensitive conversations and how to interview, because I had to sit down and interview a lot of female survivors.
Right.
Yeah, a lot. So I would say that my training really did come from there.
In addition to Red Table Talk, you are also have a whole slew of films that you're working on and producing, and one in particular caught my eye, and it's Hala.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would love to hear a little bit about the story itself, because it sounds like a really, really unique and beautiful story.
Yeah.
And even what's going on behind the scenes with it is even better.
What I love about this particular movie, is that women are leading the charge in front of the camera and behind the camera. Every department head that we had on this movie was a woman.
There's an inclusion writer
Yeah,
attached to
we
it,
have an inclusion writer attached to this particular film. you know, with all the activism I've been doing as far as diversity in Hollywood, and just trying to walk that walk through my projects. And so, like Regina, my girl Regina King said on the Golden Globes, you know.
I am making a vow, and it's going to be tough, to make sure that everything that I produce that is 50% women, and I just challenge anyone out there, I challenge you to challenge yourselves and stand with us in solidarity.
She, you know, had that call of action, and I was like, I got you, Regina,
Right?
I got you.
You're funny to mention it.
Funny you mention that, I got you.
I was really good at keeping my troubles hidden,
Even from your friends.
even
good
from my
close-
friends.
So where do you see Red Table Talk balancing out? Because I feel balancing out with the rest of your career. Because I think that, I don't know if you were surprised by the success of it, or you thought like, you know, I knew all along it was gonna be something.
Yeah, no.
Because I think that it's, because obviously you have the films you're producing, the films that you're, you know, acting in as well. So how do you plan, like where do you see this in everything that you have going on right now?
You know, I really did see this as a passion project, and I did not expect this kind of response and this kind of success with Red Table Talk. But it's the one that I'm most passionate about. It's at the forefront, where I was looking at this to be more for like a hobby. It's kind of taking the forefront of like, no, this is the thing I want to do,
Right.
and then everything else would probably fall into a hobby.
I was gonna say, that's even for
Movies
you-
will become more like a hobby.
I love that that's your hobby. Most people are like, oh, I'm just gonna take up tennis. But you're like, no, I want to like sit down at a red table with my family and have really deep conversations. That's your hobby. Okay.
Yes, that
Only
was.
Jada Pinkett Smith. All right. Just saying.
It was more like a passion project, and you know, it was more like, oh, you know, you do it when you can, do it when you want. But yeah, I've been given the opportunity to do it as much as I want, and we really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's what I enjoy most. So in this part of my life, it's like, just do what you love.